All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh, by Shem Shai, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that we will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is just another prophecy update. It's, as you can see the title, Flood Waters Cause Massive Devastation in Tennessee. So I'm going to play the clip and then add some precepts.
We begin tonight with breaking news and massive devastation from punishing floodwaters in Tennessee, where at least 4 people are dead. In Nashville, more than half a foot of rain fell in 24 hours, pushing rivers over their banks and turning streets into rapids. Some Good Samaritans helping to rescue trapped motorists. Authorities there have had to bring more than 130 people to safety from flash floods. Many homes destroyed or heavily damaged. This room underwater. Entire neighborhoods submerged with many roads impassable. This is Williamson County, Tennessee today. The worst flooding in parts of the region in more than a decade. The powerful storm system wreaking havoc, spawning several reported tornadoes. That same system now sweeping across the East Coast. 20 million people on alert for severe weather. ABC's Elwin Lopez leads us off from Nashville.
Tonight, the deadly flash flood emergency in the Nashville area. More than a half a foot of rain falling in just 24 hours.
Do not drive. This is a life-threatening situation.
The water rising in the middle of the night as families slept. Surrounding this apartment complex, more than a dozen rescued here after a mudslide.
Mateo, the water line here is above the lock.
Yeah.
That's several feet.
I think it's about 4.5 feet, maybe.
We met Mateo Guastamacchio, the high water breaking his window, trashing his apartment. It's now in ruins.
Then you come back, and all your stuff is gone.
Mm-hmm. Everything. It looks like someone came in and ransacked.
Across the area, more than 130 people rescued. Even a Nashville Metro police officer.
He was clinging to a tree for safety till he was rescued.
Many roads impassable. Another person rescued after driving into this waist-deep water. At least 4 dead in the flooding's aftermath. The same system responsible for at least 16 reported tornadoes. This twister in East Texas, killing at least 1. In West Tennessee, another tornado tearing homes apart.
Ellen Lopez joins us now from Nashville. And Ellen, you've talked to people on the ground there who describe just how quickly that water rushed in.
That's right, Lindsay. People here tell me that the water rushed in faster than they've ever seen before. This creek completely submerging this bridge within just a few hours, and you can see everything that got swept away, including this mattress, showing just how devastating flash flooding can be. Lindsay.
So many seemingly caught off guard there. Elwin, thank you. And now for the latest on the storm, let's go to ABC News senior meteorologist Rob Marciano. Rob?
Hey, Lindsay, so much water coming out of these severe thunderstorms. We still have several more hours to contend with. The front, as you'll see right now, is just now passing the Appalachians. So severe thunderstorm watch still posted for North Carolina, now D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, into South Jersey. This front has some potency to it, so could see damaging winds on the backside of this, on the front side. And on the backside, we're going to crank the winds like we did on Friday. High wind warnings up now for Albany and parts of New England, 40, 50, maybe 60-mile-per-hour winds into tomorrow morning. And we've got another big wind maker that's hitting the west right now. We'll be following that closely this week. Lindsay?
Rob, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage.
Yeah, this is just a tree, and you're just out.
All right, missed the second video.
Through the woods.
Severe weather is threatening millions of Americans across several southern states, and multiple deaths have been confirmed. Tornadoes have already hit parts of Alabama, where there are reports of damage and people trapped in their homes. Many counties there are under a state of emergency, and forecasters are warning of flash flooding, wind gusts, and large hail. Tornado and flash flood alerts have also been issued across Mississippi, Tennessee, and Georgia. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca is in Birmingham, Alabama, with the latest.
The series of damaging tornadoes sent sparks and debris flying across northern Alabama. The deadly storms reportedly trapping people in their homes. Powerful winds uprooted trees and sent them crashing onto rooftops or flattening them on their foundations. Some of the worst damage happened here at the Eagle Point subdivision in Shelby County, Alabama.
It was scary. The noise was unbelievable.
Carol Willis's garage damaged, but her home was mostly spared. She described the frightening moments the tornado barreled through her community.
I was standing in this window, the bedroom window, and I looked out and it started getting dark. I said, well, I better get out of this room. And I had a metal garbage can. I said, well, let me run to my utility room. I put the garbage can over my head, went in there. I stayed no more than 2 minutes. And I came out and I saw all of this. I couldn't believe it. It went so fast.
Also hard hit, Pelham, Alabama, just 20 miles south of Birmingham. At least 14,000 people in the area without power. First responders have been going door to door in this neighborhood. You can see they marked this door and there was a 0. There's no reports of any fatalities here, but at least 3 people were killed in Calhoun County, which is northeast of Birmingham. The folks here also are not going to get any rest because there are more storms in the forecast tonight. Lana?
So concerning. We're sending our love, Omar. Thank you. For more now, let's bring in
this
CBS
happened on
News
the
meteorologist
25th.
and climate specialist Jeff Ghirardelli. Jeff, a major tornado hit near Brent, Alabama. How bad was it, and how many tornadoes have there been at this point?
So I think the tornado near Brent is probably going to be one of the strongest ones in this episode. When I was looking at it on radar, a lot of meteorologists chiming in on Twitter saying, wow, we don't know if we've ever seen this kind of echo before, if you will. When I say echo, I mean radar echo. So, you know, it's likely that it was an EF4 tornado. We just have to hope it didn't hit too many populated areas as it moved through Alabama. So far, there have been about 10 tornadoes, and this is a current look at the radar, and you can see that these storms are racing off to the east. So this is a quick episode. It's moving in, it's moving out pretty quickly. These are all tornadoes kind of laid right on top of the map right here in Alabama. 10 so far. There'll probably be at least several more. The difference between last week and this week is a lot of these tornadoes were strong tornadoes, and in fact, they did hit somewhat populated neighborhoods, subdivisions, cities. So this was the threat area last week, the 5 out of 5, which you see really once a year, if you see it once a year. We've now seen it twice in about a week because this is the 5 out of 5 on the severe weather scale area right here around Huntsville. So as you can see, this is the bullseye for where most of the severe weather has been today.
So, Jeff, what happens next? What's the forecast? When can people start really cleaning up and rebuilding and not worry about more severe weather?
So it's going to happen gradually over the next few hours. Again, this is a quick hitting system, and the atmosphere is about to change a lot. So instead of things tending to spin, we're going to see straight line wind damage later tonight, and the tornadoes will begin to slowly fade away. So let's show you the radar. Notice how this is already consolidating into a line of storms right there. So you can still see some twisting and turning right there. But notice once everything becomes a line, that means the atmosphere is kind of linear. There's not as much twisting and turning with height in the atmosphere. So we tend to see less tornadoes at that point and more kind of straight line wind damage, gusts 60, 70 miles an hour. So the threat diminishes as we head through the night. The line will move through Atlanta, Asheville, eventually into Roanoke and Raleigh, but it won't be anything of what it's been over the past, let's say 12 hours or so. One other thing that we talked about, I want to mention again, is that research shows we're seeing an increasing trend for tornadoes in the southeast. We had them last week. We had over 70 tornadoes. Today, we're likely to tally somewhere around 15 to 20 as the system moves to the east. And so because of climate change, because it's becoming warmer and more moist and more humid here, more unstable, and because it's becoming drier out here in the plain states, we're seeing more tornadoes in a very vulnerable area, that is the southeast. And lastly, as we head through the weekend, that front is going to generate some severe weather on Saturday. Then that front is going to generate some severe weather across the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, into the Middle Atlantic as we head into Sunday. So round 1 will be moving out tonight, but round 2 moves in over the weekend.